Good morning. It is such a great day to have synchronicity. I am so excited for our next guest. We have Miss Patrice from Flavorz Academy. Thank you so much for joining us on the couch, Miss Patrice. Tell us all about Flavorz Academy.
First and foremost, thank you for having me. My name is Patrice, as she stated, and Flavorz Academy is my baby. It is a nonprofit cooking program for youth ages 9 to 15 in the Northern Virginia, Alexandria area.
Wonderful. So this is a cooking program. Tell us why is a cooking program important for children?
Oh man, it teaches them life skills, self-esteem. It helps them with reading and math. And to me, it gives them an outlet. Children love food.
Mhm.
And when you get children in an environment where there is food and learning, they just grow and they achieve things they never thought they could with food. So it's a great teaching environment for children.
I love it. So, how would you say, Miss Patrice, how does your program enhance reading and math skills?
So we kind of use our math in STEM projects, baking and using food as art. We also develop counting. I'm sorry, we use math as. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Take your time.
We use math to help them learn math vocabulary, measurements, and that all helps with science and STEM skills. And it also teaches kids math vocabulary, which helps them with writing and speaking, which
Mm,
enhances reading.
I love it. One of the things that really drew me to your program was the fact that you incorporated cooking to self-esteem, right? Tell us a little bit more about that. That was such like a unique way to build self-esteem skills. So how is cooking? Is it that sense of accomplishment? How does that build self-esteem in your curriculum?
That's exactly what it is. It's a sense of accomplishment. For me, myself, um, I'm not sure if you've heard of ACEs. ACEs are adverse childhood experiences. And I'm a 9 on that scale of ACEs. And one of the things with cooking, that was the outlet I had in this bad universe as a child. So as I got older and I started learning about myself and learning about adverse childhood experiences, I started listening to smooth jazz while cooking. And the concept of smooth jazz with no words and cooking takes your mind to a totally different place. It allows you to breathe and not concentrate on your worries.
Yeah.
So feeling accomplished in the kitchen, cooking for my family or friends, it gives me a great sense of pride. It lets me know that I have something that I can offer to someone else to make someone else feel good.
I love it. That is such a unique and innovative approach, right? To helping to build self-esteem. I think that we need more ways to kind of build that up in children so they don't see me as adults. So I'm really loving how you incorporated that. Especially with the music, right? Music and moving your body, and that's just a good outlet to kind of let go of some of the negative energy. So good job on that. High five on that. So tell us a little bit, Ms. Patrice, about some of the positive outcomes that you've seen working with at-risk youth.
Well, the outlets for it, it's an awesome outlet for them because it gives them an opportunity to know that they're good at something and that they can take something that we use every day to not just learn from it, but to also share with their families, like incorporating food into family meals where the family actually sits down and they have a meal that the child cooked and they discuss their day. Me growing up, I didn't sit at a table and discuss how my day went. We didn't cook as a family. But what I have learned from being a mother myself is that cooking gives kids an imagination. It gives them support because you're in an environment with you and that child. They're learning from you and you're learning from them. So it gives them a boost of morale and it lets them know what's the best way I could put it, that you can take your imagination and run wild with it when it comes to food.
Yes, yes, really good, good stuff. And so why would you say your initiative is important to the community?
Um, Although my organization is new, I'm still working to incorporate different life skills for them, like dancing and maybe getting people from the community to show the older students how to change tires and change the oil. What I'm trying to do is give them an outlet, but also to let children in my community know that they have support and that they feel that there is somewhere that can go and ask questions, and not just for them, but for their families. I guess because I live in a very rural area and there are so many different ethnicities here.
Mhm,
So incorporating all these children together in one room and getting them to learn on one level, not just helps American children or children from Pakistan, that cultural development between these children just it gives them, to me, the way they explain it's fun, it's nourishing.
mhm,
And just that power of learning, it's different from them going to school and sitting and listening and learning in a structured environment and then coming to an environment where they're learning about food, how to grow food, how to cook food, how to use food as art. So it just gives them an outlet and they're happy about it.
mhm, mhm. Really good. And so, Miss Patrice, if we think about nurturing minds, what does nurturing minds mean for you?
Nurturing minds. For me, myself, uh, connecting to my purpose. That's the biggest thing. For a long time, I didn't know what my purpose was. I used to wonder what was my purpose, what was my purpose. In 2017, I went through a major life shift that kind of put a lot of things in perspective for me. So living in my purpose, that's the main thing to nurturing my mind, but also a positive internal environment. Um, as I said, because I have those ACEs, I live with mental health myself, PTSD, anxiety, and things like that. So having a positive internal changes the outcome of the mind, because if you think negative and you let that negative sink into you, that's all that's going to come out. But when you try to change how you think, even though something is bad, having a good outlook on it can change that balance of
Mhm,
nurturing your mind. It doesn't always have to be negative. There could be some good that comes out of it. But also nurturing my mind, I've learned how to express joy. Um, for a long time, it was woe is me. Why is this happening to me? As I got older, I started learning that expressing joy changes your mental. It
mhm,
really does, because if you think everything is bad all the time, that's all you're going to see. But when
mhm,
you start appreciating the small things, it changes your view on life. So that's how I feel my mind.
mhm. I love it. Really good. And you're really speaking to me because that's something that I kind of try to hone in on in sessions, right? Is to not just aim for this emotion, but be the emotion that you want to see in your life, right? And so for me and for my clients is love, because that is the highest frequency, the highest emotion that you can
Mm-hmm.
experience. So instead of seeking for something as if it's outside of you, just be it, right? What would it feel like to just be love? And so that is kind of what you are saying. So you are bowling down my alley. I love it.
And
Okay.
yeah, because I've learned that if you feel joy, if you feel the things that you're proud of, like your accomplishments, just that one hurdle that you thought you couldn't get over, feeling the joy of that accomplishment can change your whole mindset. You have to
Mhm.
feel it. You know? Like you said, you can't just speak it.
Mhm. You have to be it. You definitely have to be
Yeah.
it, right? Before it even happens. Because then you get into the mindset of waiting. I have to wait for something to happen before I can experience something. No, just be, right? And then everything that is supposed to come to you, you'll attract naturally. So we're speaking the same language. So when we think about the mental health of youth, how would you say that your program has positively impacted mental health for young people?
Um, Trying to help the youth
Or
learn and develop.
mm-hmm.
hmm Trying to help them learn and develop their self-esteem. Um, Giving them coping skills for, like, my daughter, my youngest daughter, she's 13. She's in middle school and she is going through it. So I take the things that I'm practicing and learning at home, like having just conversations with them on a level of, how are you doing today? What's going on with you? Is there anything you want to talk about? Is there anything you want to share? It's, to me, getting down to a child's level, speaking to them on that level, understanding, but also communicating in a way that lets them know that you're there supporting them. Um, but also kind of working with the kids and their parents and connecting them to community resources that they would have known nothing about also helps them with their self-esteem, because if their parents are worried, the child's going to worry naturally. But if you connect the parents to resources that can help you to get that stress off of them, that'll also take the stress off of that child.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Really good. Ms. Patrice, what are some of the stress reduction techniques that you currently utilize? You're pouring into these young people that are at risk. You're teaching cooking and self-esteem and math and cognitive ability. So how do you pour back into you?
Quiet time.
Mm,
I learned during the pandemic that quiet time can be an awesome tool to utilize to kind of gather your thoughts and bring yourself back down to a mellow balance.
yeah.
Um, Sometimes when I'm off, I might just go in a nail salon, get my nails done. That makes me feel good. Cooking is my best outlet.
Yes.
I could be having the worst day, been on my feet all day at work, and really don't want to cook. But if something's going on, I'll go in the kitchen, turn on some smooth jazz, because people may not see it this way or understand it, but smooth jazz has no words. When you listen to music with words, you're going to constantly be thinking about what you're going through. But if you're listening to smooth jazz with no words while cooking, your mind wanders off into positivity. You don't
Mm-hmm.
focus on the negative because there's no words pulling you into it. So
Mm-hmm.
cooking, walking, going to the movies, even timeouts. That's what I do.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the regimen. What else? What else would you like to share with us this morning that we have not covered in your time with us today?
Um, the only thing I would share is the reason for this nonprofit is because of my age of my childhood, and cooking was my go-to when everything in my world was bad. I started Flavorz Academy in 2017 because I had to get custody of my grandchildren, and getting custody of my grandchildren kind of brought me back into a dark place.
Mm-hmm.
And in that dark place, I realized that not just myself, but because of what my children were going through, kids need an outlet. They need someone. You know, they do have people at school, they have family, but children need a place where they can go outside of all that and find comfort, support, have fun, learn self esteem. I just, my purpose was, I guess, I don't want kids to feel alone. I don't want them to feel like I felt like I had no one,
Mm-hmm.
even though I didn't. But seeing now from an older perspective, and also still being a mother to a 13-year-old child, these kids are going through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They're going through a lot. I've saw my child drop in 2 years. She had me at the point where I thought I was going to lose myself.
Yeah.
So doing this, yeah, I just want parents and children in my community to know that they have another outlet, that somebody's there and somebody's listening and somebody's willing to help. That's my
Mm-hmm.
purpose.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for providing another outlet for our young people and for living and walking in your purpose and to be and for being a light in this world because we definitely need it today. I thank you for spending some time with us, for letting us know all about Flavorz Academy. I want to have all your information pinned at the top of your video. My goal for you, my wish for you until next time is to continue to be brave, be magical, and above all else, be well. Have a great day.
And you as well. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yes, ma'am.